One of the things you discover as you become a better golfer is the importance of shallowing the club in the downswing. That's where you got the club behind you and approaching aggressively out to the ball. The moment you start doing this, things feel great. The contact's the best it's ever been. You're hitting the ball way farther than you have before. That nasty over-the-top swing is gone and your score is dropping down like crazy. But there was one huge flaw that I learned when I was shallowing the club that put me in a world of trouble, and I don't want you to go through this problem. What you have to understand about shallowing the club, there are two ways to shallow it. The first way is the way most golfers learn, and that's the way I learned. The second way is the way that's way easier and gets you rifling the ball and doesn't result in any bad dead end signs in your future. What you must first understand about how the downswing works is that it's not initiated by the lower body, but rather initiated by the shoulders. In your quest for shallowing the golf club, the more you push your hips towards the target, the more the club shallows and drops down to the ground. This is a fact. You can shallow the club by pushing the hips towards the target. And what happens is you feel it get lower and lower and lower, and so the club gets in a good position here. But one of the problems with this is how low the club gets to the ground. See, as the club gets lower, 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 now the club only has one path, and it's way out to the ball. This causes you to hit a ton of hooks, hit a lot of fat shots, and a lot of thin shots, because the lower the club gets, the more I have to reach in to avoid hitting the ground. At that point, I'm dead. I can't do anything with that shot. So your body's trying to save the shot by slowing down your swing, pulling your arms in, and that just results in a ton of inconsistency. So you're really just flipping at it all day long. Slap, 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 and it doesn't feel great. But let's contrast this with the way that nobody learns to shallow the club. And this is the way I want you to do it, because it's way easier and it's gonna save you a lifetime of trouble. We have to start the downswing not with the lower half, but rather the upper half. When you start your downswing with the shoulders, watch what happens. As I move the shoulders, I'm able to keep this angle between my arm and the club. That's that powerful lag. So you're able to get into here. And then when I get into this position, I can hit really hard, continuing with the shoulders all the way through the shot. So now my contact point, if you visualize this line, my contact point, instead of the old where I'm throwing the hips forward and keep throwing them forward, instead of being back there, now with the shoulders, I get into here, and now it's after that line. Crispy divot right there. Not only that, I'm not having to slow down my body. I'm not losing speed, I'm gaining speed with this option because the shoulders move the club. And the faster the shoulders can go, the faster the club goes. And the faster the club goes, the farther the golf shot goes, and it's gonna be absolute fire downrange. Starting the downswing with the lower half puts us in a bad position to hit the ball. Starting the downswing with the upper half is actually gonna get the club in a good position to hit the ball. Now comes the question of, well, Tom, the lower body does initiate the downswing. I mean, everybody I've seen moves their lower body forward. Yes, that's true, the lower body does move forward, but is it the initiator? If I set my weight forward and I go to the top of my backswing, what I've done is I've preset all that lateral move towards the target. So I don't have to think about driving my hips or turning my hips. Watch the shoulders work the magic. To the top, now I'm gonna move my shoulders. That's me starting with the shoulders. You see that movement of the hips towards the target? You see the hips turning as well? What's happening there? Is that lower body doing that? No, I'm not thinking lower body. The brain's thinking shoulders. And the lower body is reacting, which saves you a ton of trouble, because some people say, well, I need to get my hips moving 5 inches this way. Well, how do you know how far that is in like 1 millisecond of your swing? I don't know, that might be 4, that might be 5, that might be 7. So you're eliminating the time that, oh, when do you turn your hips? Well, that might be too early. I'll fire them forward, then I'll turn them. I'll fire them way forward, then I'll turn them a lot later. That's a dilemma. Instead, if I think weight forward and shoulders, I move my shoulder past my chin, there's the turn, and there's the lateral. So now I'm not stuck in a position of going like this. I'm now over the ball, crisp, crisp, crisp. So when you start learning to shallow the club, we do it this way. And it's a way that you're just never gonna hear. I want you to preset it at your setup and never think about it the rest of the swing. Just get your trail arm tucked in. So by getting the trail arm under, and in this position where the palm is facing the sky, the forearm is facing the sky, watch what this does to your club. Shallows it automatically. Arm out, steep. Arm tucked in, shallow. We're all trying to get here to play great golf. So once I tuck the arm in, swing the shoulder, watch, it stays shallow. Boom. It doesn't matter what I do with my lower body. I'm not thinking that. The club is shallow just by tucking in the arm. And you would know right away how different this sensation is, because if you try and hit a one-arm swing by firing the hips forward, your club is going to dive into the ground behind the ball. So I'm going to fire the hips forward, watch. I can't get to the ball if I do that. It will never make it to the ball. But if I fire the shoulder and keep the arm tucked in, the club will get past the ball and make a little divot in the ground. And so you can see the difference is big in how the club moves to the ball instead of drooping. Never droop. Now, taking this concept with two hands on the club, I keep the arm tucked in, palm facing away. And as I keep that palm facing away, the club will always stay in that correct shallow position forever. This is saving you years of figuring out the downswing. I already spent years of headaches trying to figure out the downswing. Don't look up any other downswing videos after today. You set the shallowing here. You swing the shoulders, keep it tucked in. Hit a shot. You're gonna see the club's still shallow. It's approaching from behind me, but I don't have to worry about how to initiate my swing. And then the shots are really crisp. So I'm gonna keep moving the shoulder past my chin with the arm tucked in. It's a great poem, memorize that one. This means that your downswing could feel like this. The club could feel like this in your downswing. As you're moving the shoulders, you can feel like this. Because a lot of you are gonna be here. So keep it in. Hit a glorious shot and say, yes, sir, and move on with your life. Or if you're Italian like me, that is Sunday sauce, meatball, sausage, parm, some Romano, rigatoni al dente. Always cook it. By the way, always cook it 3 minutes earlier than what the box says. The box says 13 minutes, the American way. I go to 6 minutes, and it's just a nice bite. Your pasta should not be a potato mash. It should be al dente. Can we do it again? Some say that he did it again. He did it again. All right, so that one leaked a little bit. Why? Because I didn't keep the arm tucked in long enough. I actually let it go a little bit away to show you. Because if you don't know what's going on, then how do you fix your swing? We keep it tucked in, we'll get the ball drawing again. It's gonna come back. Come back to me, come back to me. Here we go. There we go, nice and straight. No leak. And it's so different than the way people think the downswing. You gotta challenge the system, because what's going on here is the average golf score has been 95 for 60 or 70 years or longer. It's been since the beginning of time. And we got all this great equipment. We got all this new driver. Every year there's a new driver. Every year there's a new this, new that. And we watch the Masters, and we get all pumped up to play golf, and then all of a sudden everybody goes out and shoots 95 again. Why? Because you're learning the moves that 95 golfers do. And that's the moves that everybody's teaching, because the average golfer shoots 95. That means the average golf instructor is teaching someone to shoot 95. What the heck? You could just change everything like I did. I went ballistic over this and went completely in the opposite direction, and everything was great. Most people are gonna go down the path of least resistance, which is like the common way. Few find the gold nugget like this. Few find it. But if you find it, share it, because nobody is telling anyone in golf this. It's only being hidden in the mountains somewhere. That is a great feeling strike. Now I overdrew that just a hair, but my goodness, that felt good. You know, if I overdraw it, I still fight this, and you're gonna fight this. As you get better at golf, you're gonna want to go drop the shoulder because it feels good. Just disown that feeling. I've been spending a lot of time recently working like this, feeling this, so I don't go I have to feel this, not this. Beautiful, beautiful. I love you. I love you a lot. By the way, this is what's going on in my Saguto.golf online golf school. I got a Become a Great Ball Striker course. It's free. Just click the link in the comments and description below. Commit to changing from the time-tested ways that have been leading to nothing for golfers for so long. If golfers would be doing this stuff, they'd be shooting 82 on average and having a ton more fun, not 95. We would at least have the average golf score move from 95 to 82, and then we can move on and be happy with our life and enjoy it instead of spending all this time searching around the internet for answers. It's a waste of time. Don't waste your time. Don't make the mistake I did. Go out there, change your downswing now.